I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and the WE Imbroglio investigations are on pause right now because of prorogation, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about what it might look like when Parliament returns for the status of those investigations. First of all, we need to remember that the Conservatives have asked a number of different independent officers of Parliament to look into various aspects of it. The Ethics Commissioner is looking into activities that Justin Trudeau and Bill Morneau undertook. That investigation is likely to take upwards of a year, so we won't hear much from that in the meantime. There have also been requests for investigations from the Lobbying Commissioner, the Commissioner of Official Languages, as well as the Procurement Ombudsman. Those investigations, I'm not sure that much will end up coming out of them. Possibly the Lobbying Commissioner on WE's activities that they have since reported retroactively. But again, I wouldn't expect anything on that to happen anytime soon. As well, the opposition has demanded that the RCMP also open an investigation, and again, we are unlikely to hear anything about that, and I would imagine that most of what they are alleging tends to be a bit of a stretch in terms of what aspects of the criminal code they think have been breached. As for the committees, the main committee that was investigating the issue was the Finance Committee, and that we saw had the huge document dump just before prorogation happened. What we also found out was that those documents were pre-redacted by bureaucrats after the committee's explicit instructions were for the Commons Law Clerk to do any redacting. So what we may wind up having is some kind of a showdown where the government could be accused of contempt of Parliament for ignoring the committee's order. If when Parliament returns they come back and hand new documents without redactions to the law clerk, they could head that off. But that is something that is possibly weighing in the air. The other thing to remember is that once the throne speech happens, the government has a very ambitious agenda that they need to get through very quickly. There's a number of bills that need to be passed as soon as possible because of court deadlines and so on. As well, they've also talked about having some kind of a fall budget or economic statement to go along with the throne speech. That's going to put a lot of work on those committees right away, and if the government is playing its cards in the right way, that means that they will essentially be flooding the committees with work and taking away the time that they would otherwise have to pursue the WE investigations, and therefore basically burying them and making sure that the public's attention on them falls away and everyone moves on to new things. It's always possible that new revelations will come to light, particularly when the Officers of Parliament investigations start showing results, but that could be months, if not at least a year down the road. In the meantime, the public's attention is likely to be moving on to other things. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. Things are changing very rapidly. So while the opposition may hope to resurrect this scandal, we'll see if the public mood is still at all willing to be focused on that at that point in the future. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.